Do you want to learn how to make your BMX braking work better? You have landed on the right video. Every rider wants better braking in their BMX bike, so in order to do that, it is necessary to understand the details of these mechanisms. You can simply improve BMX braking by using 4 ways, which are to lube brake cables, barrel adjusters, adjust the brake pad and adjust the spring tension. That makes us go into detail and also explain which types of brakes you can use on your BMX. But before we get to that, let's first check what you are actually here for. These 4 tricks do not even need you to go and buy unless you don't have any basic tools to use. Welcome to the Rider Baron channel. In this video, we'll go through different 4 ways to improve BMX braking and also which one is better, rim brakes and disc brakes. How to make you brake stronger. And Euro brakes have good performance. How to improve BMX braking. You might probably find your BMX brake lever is quite hard to press, which is not satisfying at all. Just check if your all ferrules are adjusted properly. These tips can help to improve your BMX braking in no time. Brakes need a correct setup and decent brake maintenance. 1. Lube brake cables. The first easiest way to do this is to lube brake cables because they can get dirt and also other gunk in them, and when you put lubrication in the brake cables can clear the dirt, and also lessen the friction of your whole cable through a housing. A long steel cable that is going through a housing and sometimes multiple cables going through a housing have many chances for friction, and when added dirt increases the chances of friction. 2. Barrel adjusters. You can check the barrel adjusters because they serve the purpose of a fast and simple adjustment to the brakes, and are also the simplest way to have an effect on your brakes. Because a small adjustment on a barrel adjuster can even go a long way in the feel of your brakes. Loose barrel adjuster and impact on how you feel your brakes. It can make them not feel as solid and also change the position of your pad, so just ensure everything is tight. 3. Adjust the brake pad. You can adjust your brake pad position. If your brake pad gets off, it actually makes the whole setup feel very horrible and also make the brakes not work. This is a little bit more labor intensive. Making your brake pads parallel to the rim, the whole braking surface of the brake pad will hit the rim at an exact similar time on both brake pads. 4. Adjust brake spring tension. It has an enormous effect on the way your BMX brakes feel, since having a tight brake spring makes for a difficult brake pull that might not return as well, and it's the most labor intensive. If one spring is tighter than the other, there'll be one side closer to the rim than the other, and this can impact the way that your BMX brakes feel. Possible you are enjoying this video so far. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Which one is better, rim brakes and disc brakes? We can tell the difference between 2 types of brakes by easily looking at them. Both disc and rim brakes names come from where they apply force. Rim brakes. A rim brake is a brake that applies braking force straight to the rim of the wheel itself. They are the oldest type of brakes and are usually used the most. You might also be very familiar with them. They are easy mechanisms that consist of friction pads that apply pressure to the wheel rim while moving in order to stop. Rim brakes are operated by pressure placed on the bars. They are reliable, which makes them a more economical system. However, they provide poor performance in wet or muddy conditions. Rim brakes also need frequent maintenance as the pads wear simply. When installing them, you must be willing to give them good maintenance. Disc brakes. We usually see disc brakes on cars, lorries, and also motorcycles. They apply braking force to a disc, rotor, that is mounted on the hub of the bike wheel. On bicycles, you will usually see disc brakes on MTBs, mountain bikes, since they have a good grip on the ground. Disc and rim brakes come in different kinds, such as mechanical, or cable actuated, or hydraulic. Different kinds of brakes. In rim brakes, cables reign supreme, and hydraulic rim brakes are very rare, especially in road cycling. And in disc brakes, both types are provided, but the most well-known ones are hydraulic. Hydraulic disc brakes deliver the braking force to the brake caliper through a braided steel cable. Hydraulic disc brakes provide the best and most efficient braking performance because of the lack of friction, since they do not have a cable. But hydraulic-specific shifters require an extra budget and the fluid-driven system can be complicated to set up. But if you are an experienced bicycle mechanic and have a bleed kit to hand, you wouldn't have a problem. Mechanical brakes. They use a sealed fluid system to deliver braking power to the calipers. The huge upside of the mechanical discs is that they are actually compatible with usually rim brake shifters. Mechanical disc brakes are less expensive than comparable hydraulic disc brakes. They need more maintenance since they need often adjustments as pads wear down. Just like other cables do on the bicycle, they can suffer from cable contamination and wear. How to make your brake stronger? Just simply get better brake pads. Possibly you might be using $2 or $3 or even old worn ones, which can lead to very bad braking. Just purchase a $10 or $11 pair of decent pads and they will make a big difference. Ensure your bike brakes are set up correctly, especially if you are using two-finger, short, levers. With true wheels, new cables, and minimum clearance between pads and rim, you can put maximum force on the brakes. You should not notice anything flex when you apply the brakes, if everything is correctly rigid, but if do, check the reinforcing plate, brake bridges. It comes with several U-brakes. It's a U or C-shaped plate, and it goes over the high of the brake to reinforce the pivots. Euro brakes have good performance. Euro brakes provide good performance when set up correctly. A dual cable setup will make Euro brakes smoother and also have better brake pull. Linear cables are likely to have more friction and some straddle cables have slack in them. But some single cable setups can be good. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button for more video content.